Hello guys, it's me Lorraine back again. Just wanted to say thank you guys for the positive messages and all the comments that I got after my first video. It's really been encouraging, and thank you to everyone who reached out to me. I've had a lot of encouraging messages because some people have had similar experiences to me, or they know somebody who's had similar experiences to me, just offering messages of encouragement or links and things I could actually look at, which has really been helpful. So today what I want to do is touch a little bit on the issue of the road to recovery. So basically, the other thing is I want to say is this is just my personal experience and my opinions. Don't take this as, any sort of like form of advice. I'm just sharing my opinions and my personal experiences. I've written a few things down because I don't want to be repeating myself or waffling, and I'll try and keep this to just 10 minutes or less. um Unfortunately, I don't have a timer to stop myself if I keep going on and on, but I've got the timer on the camera. I'll be kind of using that as a guide. So anyway, today I want to talk about recovery, and the road to recovery is a long and winding road. And this issue of recovery can be applied to a lot of situations that we may be experiencing or needing to kind of pick ourselves up from. Because in my experience, like after I had the stroke and I kind of accepted what had happened, in my head I was like, yes, I've got this. I just need to recover. I was gonna go to the gym and do everything that I needed to do. And I'm somebody who previously has had gym memberships that I've never really used. I get a year's membership because back in the day you had to be a member for a whole year, and I would convince my husband to that we needed gym membership, but I would only go there for like 2 days or whatever. But here I was sort of like telling myself that I'll go to the gym, I'll do everything, which there was nothing wrong with that. But I think at some point I was kind of overdoing things, just trying to do everything in one go. Even like with the issue of going back to work, people were like, "Oh, you're gonna need a lot of time to go back to work. To before you get back to work, you're gonna need a lot of time." In my head, I was like, "You guys, you don't know me. I've got this. I'm gonna crush this." I was like, "I'll be back at work within a few months and whatever." But this has been like over a year. I'm still not back at work, but hopefully that's something I'll be back at very soon. So the road to recovery is a long road, and you have to kind of give yourself the time and take the time you need to recover, and not try and rush things. Sometimes you don't need to be rushing anything. Just take your time and give yourself that time to heal. Because after I got home, I was under a rehabilitation team. So part of it was like gym exercises and having OT and a physio, etc. So we'd go to the gym, and there were other people who suffered strokes. And for some reason, I was just trying to go there and be like, show them that I'm the best and whatever. Um, so I ended up having comments about like my left side, which had been weak, that, oh, your left side is not as bad, etc. Which kind of gave me a false little sort of like sense of security, because I just thought, oh, my left side is not as bad. And I decided that I'd go to the gym and I'll start swimming, as that would help in strengthening my left side. So fortunately, when I went swimming, I had a friend with me, and the pool that we went to is not like one of those pools with a deep end. It's quite this is probably about 1.5 meters. That's the whole depth of the pool. Because when I got in the water, I would try to swim and use my left side. I couldn't actually get my left hand out of the water to maneuver it for swimming, and my left leg actually was not cooperating with me, which made me just think like if I decided that I'm just gonna go to the beach, because then it was like in July and August, and there were days when it was really hot, and you think, oh, I wish I could just go to the beach. Fortunately, I actually didn't have anyone to take me to the beach, because if I'd gone to the beach and just jumped in the water thinking that, I've got this, my left side is not as bad, I was gonna probably put myself in a sticky situation. So that's the thing, is like when you're recovering, just take your time. And the other thing is that also needed a walking stick initially. So in my head, I was like, this walking stick, I'm probably just gonna need it for just a few weeks or whatever, and then I'll be able to just walk or literally run on my own. I used to joke with like my rehab team that I'll be running the London Marathon, etc., etc. And in my head, I could actually envision myself, running the marathon. And I was thinking, this walking stick, I'm not going to need it for long. But then one of the things that one of the workers in the rehab team said to me was, even though I may not need the walking stick to walk, I actually might need it for navigation, which was actually true because whenever I was walking fine, I still needed sometimes to kind of use the stick to kind of ground myself and think about where I am. So let's say, for example, even if I was getting out of a car, going to the shopping center, the stick kind of helped. Even it's because I would struggle to maneuver myself like out of the car. And imagine just trying to cross the road. At least if you've got a walking stick, people are sort of like more aware of you, and they sort of like kind of give you the space you need. And had I just thrown that stick away, I would be in all sorts of funny situations, bumping into me. Because when you're out there, people are busy doing their own thing and they cannot guess what's going on with you. So the walking stick has actually helped me just kind of navigate around and at least let people know that they need to be mindful of me. And even though like now I don't really use it, but I still have it in the house just in case I might need it. Because what I discovered was, if ever I have like a cold or an infection, my mobility is affected, and I definitely need to use that stick again. I'm just trying to think, what else did I want to talk about? Also, yeah, the other thing is there's a little book I wanted to share. This book, I got it a few years ago. It's called The Four Agreements. So it's just like a personal development book, and the four agreements that this book talks about is by a guy called Miguel Ruiz, Ruiz. So what he talks about in the four agreements is I'm just going to read a little summary. So it's a guide to personal freedom and spiritual enlightenment. So the four agreements are: so don't take anything personally, and be impeccable with your word, and don't make assumptions. And the last one that I wanted to talk about in terms of like recovery is one that says do your best. So by committing to doing your best in every moment, you release yourself from chains of self-judgment and regret. This agreement encourages self-compassion and understanding that our best can vary from day to day due to circumstances beyond our control. And this is something I always have to remind myself a lot of the times, that I have to be compassionate, like self-compassionate, and also remembering that my best can also vary due to circumstances beyond my control. Because, like I said, there was a time like in March, after I'd made so much progress, I got a cold and I literally couldn't walk. I couldn't walk even like 50 meters outside to our nearest park. Even though I had the stick and everything, I just couldn't coordinate my legs. I was struggling to go up the stairs. And then I was just like thinking, like, what's going on? I'd made all this progress. I've done all this work going to the gym. But then I also have to remember that I had to be kind to myself. And what was going on at the time, there were things beyond my control, because the cold had affected me, and to the point where I actually needed a hospital admission. So that's one thing that's important when you're recovering. Always remember you do your best, but you also have to just remember that you need to give yourself that element of self-compassion, and don't give yourself unnecessary pressure. And that your best will differ from time to time depending on whatever else is going on. Anyway, now I find myself, I'm just rambling a little bit, but that's all I have to say today. So anyone who's trying to manage a situation, cope with a situation, whatever it is, please remember, sometimes you have to, not sometimes, but all the time, just remember that you need to be compassionate to yourself. You need to kind of give yourself that self-love, and also understand that, not every day will you be crushing it and everything will be going your way. There are times when you have to kind of look at these ups and downs, but also just be kind to yourself. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. Thank you. Bye.